Do you guys believe in love?
Mm-hmm.
What do
Absolutely.
you,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, I believe in love. I mean, in the sense of, like. So, well, also it depends on what you look at love as. So if we're talking about just in the sense of like relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, stuff like that, I believe that, and this is my belief. I believe that a man shouldn't necessarily be falling in love all the time. I
Mhm.
think that a man can love a woman, but it should stay at love. And what I mean is this: like, I feel like women can be in love and fall in love. Men need to love. And what I mean is, and I did a video a long time ago about this, is that when a man is in love, he's not in his logical right mind. You understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And so he loses the focus that you need to be able to manage a situation in a relationship. So I say that, and I think it was Gorgeous Dre who said this at some point. He was also a former pimp, whatever. I think he said something to the effect of, and he can correct me if I'm wrong. He said that a man can love like how God loves people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's how a man
Okay. Yeah.
shows his love. But a woman is usually in love. She's so caught up in the emotions and the feeling and the stuff. And so a woman can afford to do that because us as men will be able to interact and take on a situation with a woman being in love. A woman, on the other hand, can't handle a man in love because a man in love is not stable. You see what I'm saying? He's all over the place. He's caught up in his emotion, and so the thing is that I say that a guy could love a woman, could be in love. A woman could also love too, but a man could never just be in love because he's going to be all over the place. But as far as love is concerned on a whole other spectrum, I feel like it's something that's hard to explain or define a lot of
Mhm.
times because it's so subjective. You understand to
Yeah.
the person. You know what I'm saying? So it's extremely subjective. So I feel like people can say more what love is not versus what love actually is. You see what I'm saying? Because it's too much of a subjective situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. I've got a couple of takes on it. So one of them, I think that like one thing that a lot of men miss in the masculinity and in
Mm.
the men's communities is the idea that like the greatest gift that men can give to the world is love, like
Right.
their love. Like because I see a lot of not love in the men's communities, and again, some people like equate this with not being masculine, but it's like giving your gift to the world is really
Right.
something that men do. It's like, that I think that's something that's really important. And even just when I was just talking to someone in my membership, and I was like, hey, look, like you're giving good advice. You're good. You're calling people on their bullshit. I call people on their bullshit all the time. We called a lot of people on their bullshit today. But I think what we both communicate as we're calling people on their bullshit with the choosing signals and all this stuff is that it's coming out of a place of wanting to help you, right?
Right.
You could
Exactly.
call that love. It's like because we actually care for you, not because we're just trying to make fun of you and berate you. We want you to actually improve as men, and that's why we're saying these things.
Right.
And then I think I've been kind of testing this theory. I kind of have a little bit of a theory I've been developing in regards to love and blue pill versus what makes someone red pill. And
Right.
what I'm really equating it down to, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of things we talked about today were some of the things that a lot of people said, oh, well, that's kind of blue pill behavior, like giving validation
Right.
or things like that. But what I see is the difference between being blue pilled and red pilled in behavior, or you could say alpha or beta,
Mm.
is not like whether you fall in love, even it's attachment.
Right.
It's like
Yes.
because like I don't know if you ever read, there's a really good book by I think it's Zan Perion. It's called The Alabaster Girl.
Mm.
But this guy, he has kind of a different technique of like kind of he's kind of like his whole like game thing is like a seducer type of
Right.
vibe, right? Like a rake kind of, and he like his whole thing is like falling in love with all the women that he meets, right?
Right.
And to some degree, he's right because he's like, but he does that with a level of detachment where he can like meet a girl, he can fall in love with that girl over the course of 3 hours, but
Right.
then the next day he's willing to walk away, and he
Right,
is walking away. And,
Mhm.
and that's like the Casanova, right? That's like the Casanova thing that I think is sometimes missing in a lot of game. And so I'm kind of like gravitating towards that theory of saying, like, look, the thing that's important is that you as a man are able to maintain this detachment. So I guess to answer the question of like, do I believe in love? Yeah, I think that you should be loving, giving your love to the world all the time as a man, and even in the relationships, but you should be able to not be attached, like to
Right.
have that detachment, to be able to say, okay, yeah, I love this and I love this, but I'm willing to walk away. I'm willing to let everything in my life go. There's nothing that's so important that's going to
Right. It's
distract
funny
me.
because there's a guy that I listened to, Anthony DeMello. He's this philosopher back in the days. He basically said he was like you can't have love if there's attachment. You know what I'm saying? Because attachment to the thing is going to cloud your judgment, and you can't love that thing you're attached to, because you're not willing to let it go and let it be what it is. You see what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
And people even said, like, I think, Ross had said here, what about falling in love with your girlfriend or fiance, you've been with for over 5 years, about falling in love with your wife. And I think it's the same thing still applies, right? It's like, even in a long-term relationship, yeah, you may be choosing to be with that person for some period of time, but you're also willing to let them go if you need to. Like, it's like, you're not going to try and hold on to someone who doesn't, so it's like, that's the thing that gives you the freedom to have love, because it's authentic, it's unmitigated, whereas it's not out of obligation or compulsion.
Yeah, because I think also too, people look at love as far as they look at too much like R&B songs and like things like that. It's like, oh, but if you love me, you do this and you go this far and you make this, and it's just like, I look at it like it's more about like, okay, I think I heard this example before, where it's like the sun, like when the sun comes out, right? The sun is showing love by shining on you. You understand what I'm saying? Like this, that's what the sun does. You know what I mean? It just shines light on you. You know what I mean? And the sun is going to be the sun and stay the sun, no matter if you curse the sun out, if you say, "Oh, I hate the sun sucks," or if you try to throw rocks at this, the sun is going to shine regardless. You understand? And so I think that's a metaphor for how it is to actually love, is that I'm regardless of what you say or do or whatever, I'm still going to be me, and give you that energy that I'm giving you to help you with whatever I feel that can help you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a good way to look at it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's a great example with the sun, because it's like, if it's conditional in the sense that, like, then you're trying to get something. It's not really not really love in the sense that, like, it's a manipulation. Like, you're saying, okay, well, I'll do this for you, and then I want this back. Like if you require validation back, if you're like, oh, well, I showed this person love and they didn't love me back, so I hate them. Like, then it's like, no, I don't think you really get it. So